Everyone, welcome you all. Welcome you all to today's topic of class 9, the bond of love. What do you understand by the bond of love? That means a bond between two person, right? It may be human beings, it may be things. So here we will see what exactly or where this love exists between two human beings or an animal or a human being with an animal. So let us see what exactly this story talks about. So it's a beautiful story of Beehive, class ninth. Now you can see an image of a bear. It's written by Kenneth Anderson. So from this you may have come with a vivid image or understanding that definitely it will be a love between a human being and an animal. So now let us see who is the protagonist here, what happened to this animal, and how they create a bond between both of them. Now, the story highlights the emotional bond between human beings and animals. Do you love animals? Yes. We also have many domestic animals in our home, like it can be cow, it can be dog, it can be cat, rabbit, peacock, birds, different kinds of birds, different kinds of animal we can say, right? So many of us have one or two or three. But here let us see that what is this emotional bond? How is it in this human beings and animals? So here the narrator's wife share experience, affection with a wild bear. So is it an domestic animal or a wild animal? Yes, it's a wild animal. It cannot be a domestic animal because bear is harmful, my dear student. So here you see, the narrator wife creates affection towards a bear and they get attached to each other, shows that animals have feelings and reciprocate to love with warmth and affection. Definitely. Have you ever seen a dog barking to a stranger or an unknown person, and if you are left out or if you come back after months and if you come near the dog, your dog will recognize you by your smell and it won't bark you, right? Similarly, here, see this wild animal, how he is attached towards this narrator's wife, and see the bond they are having between both of them. Now, this bond of love covers the story written by Kenneth Anderson is an easy way. It revolves around the story of bond of love between a human being and an animal. We learn that there is a bear whose name is Bruno. So the name of this bear is Bruno. As we all keep names to our pets, similarly this bear name is Bruno, given by narrator's wife and the author's wife who adopts him. So Bruno was a sloth bear whom the author saved and gifted him to his wife. Further, as time passed, the wife grew very fond of Bruno and treated him like her own child. Do we too treat our animal as our own child? Yes, we too do the same. So further, as time passed, the wife grew very fond of Bruno and treated him like her own child. And thus, in the bond of love summary here in the story, we will learn the accounts of Bruno's life and how he became a family member of author's house. And however, due to unavoidable circumstances, she has to leave him for the betterment of her family. Upon separating, she realizes that she shares a true bond of love with Bruno and reunites him. That means in between this, they are separated from one another. So this is an emotional bond and her pet bear share between them. So the author rescued the baby bear in an accident and gifted it to his wife, as I said, and after that their bond started. Now we see that the family nourished him, whom Bruno, and helped him to grow. As Bruno starts growing up, he bonded with everyone, from the children to the pet dogs. So he had his own bed and would play around with the little one all the day. So, in an accident, one day he ate poison, or we can say he drank poison, which was to kill rats. We too have in our house that rat killing pesticide, we can say, or any liquid form or any solid form medicines we used to have in order to kill rats. And one day, by mistake, or we can say coincidentally, he drank that. So, after consuming poison, Bruno got paralyzed, and after proper treatment, they were able to save him. So soon life became normal when in another incident he drank up a whole gallon of old engine oil meant for termites. Termites means the termites which is formed in that wood. It eats furniture. You would have seen your furniture sometimes when the carpenter come, they used to rub our furniture and then paint it, right? So in that case, we use termites which is kept to kill the germs which cannot eat the wood particles, right? So this termite engine oil, he drank it, but surprisingly it did not affect Bruno, and thus Bruno started growing in size but was equally sweet and playful. Upon growing, they changed his name to Baba. So, what is the other name of Bruno? Baba, as he grew up. So, which meant a small boy in the language Hindi. So, he picked up a few tricks growing up and entertained everyone. So, nonetheless, his size was a problem, and being an animal, he was a threat to the children. Definitely, if it grows huge, then it will be dangerous for the children, right? So everyone except the wife was ready to send him to a zoo as he was not fit as a pet now. So definitely, if the size grows, what will you do? Will you keep it in home? No, because it's dangerous to other. So for the sake of other, you will be hard at heart and you will send it to zoo. So here all the family member were agreeing that he will be sent to the zoo, but the wife, or the narrator wife, she was so attached to him that he was not willing that the bear should go, or the Bruno, or we can say Baba, should go to the zoo. So while she did not agree initially, for except wife, everyone was ready that Baba should be taken to the zoo because it doesn't fit as a pet in the house. While she did not agree initially, she had to give in for everyone's safety. So at the beginning, she was not willing, but later on, for the sake of everyone, she agreed to the decision. So after the official paperwork, he was ready for the Mysore Zoo. So where he was sent? Mysore Zoo. So the wife missed him terribly and asked everyone to visit the zoo about his well being. And she learned that Baba was not eating well and remained sad all the day. Wow. See the bond, my dear student. See this animal, though he doesn't have words to convey, but still he is so attached to the wife that she's not eating anything well there. See the bond. See the love. See how he's missing, right? So what happened? When she came to know that Baba was not eating well and remained sad all the day, so after 3 months she decided to visit him herself. So although everyone told her that Baba would not recognize her, he surprised everyone by recognizing her in a ziffy. So everyone was saying like, no, after 3 months, if you go there, then Baba or Bruno won't recognize you. But to the utmost surprise, this animal recognized narrator's wife. When she went there, after that, she patted and pampered him and spent a lot of time with him. And however, she could not leave him, so she decided to take him back. So after the formalities, he finally brought him back home and made a special island for him with deep dry pit and his belongings. So she finally reunited with Baba and spent her days petting him and making him sleep in her lap. And this way they were sharing the true love, the true bond of love. So at the end, if we say that the bond of love story, we learn that a true bond of love does not limit to anything. It can be present amongst the most unexpected place, and nothing can hamper it, my dear kids. So I hope this story is really beautiful, really impactful, and you really have enjoyed it. So it's my humble request to go back, turn your pages, and try to read this story, The Bond of Love, written by Anderson. So till then, have a nice day. Thank you all.